Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox, and this is
Literature on the Rocks.
I have something for us.
Ooh,
Yay!
okay, tell us.
Okay, so I was in Target, and I'm shopping, as you do in Target. And I
For
think
unnecessary shit, because you're in Target.
I'm about to
truly
do
was.
after this.
Yep, same. I had a birthday party we were shopping for, and I came across these things, which that's what I have to go shopping for a birthday party as well. So anyways, I'm looking for toys, and I was like, I want a Neato. Do you know about these Neatos?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. They are so popular, they cannot keep them in stock. Rachel had to go to the customer service and ask for them because they kept them behind the counter.
And then they wouldn't let me buy fucking more than one.
They're just like stress balls.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
squishy.
Actually,
And there's
yes,
like
I have heard of
And they're
them, but I didn't
square
know
or
what
like
they were.
different shapes.
Okay, okay.
They're very popular. They are very nice. Like the squish texture is very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so they're just like a fidget thing. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking for one. But so I was like, oh, maybe in these mystery box areas. So I went over there and I found these Dungeon Crawler Carl. Can you hear that?
Oh my God, I hate that so much.
I was kind of liking it.
Okay.
Dungeon Crawler Carl Tsunamis. There's 8 of them and they are mystery like keychains.
Yes.
I don't know who all the characters are. Anyways,
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna just let you pick. Who's picking first? Fight to the death.
Rox has read less books, so she loses.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
that's fair.
Pick one.
Perfect, because I
one would
wanted
you
the
like?
green one.
Oh, nice. There's. Look at the back of them though. We
Okay.
can obviously Carl, Princess Donut.
Imani,
Imani is a butterfly skeleton. Oh yeah. Samantha.
Samantha, Katya,
Oh, Katya.
Mongo.
Katya has a pink mohawk.
Yeah, that's Katya,
Mongo.
Mongo.
Mordecai,
Oh, Mordecai.
and Prepotente.
Prepotente. I didn't know Katya or
Imani.
Imani.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, should we go one at a time? Show.
Oh,
Rachel,
yeah, okay.
Rachel, go. Show
Okay,
the
okay.
camera. What'd you get? Ready?
I got Mordecai.
How
Oh,
cute.
Oh, I like it.
It's a little star.
That's cute. And I didn't know it's like floating.
He's got a little Mordecai guy in there, and he's floating in like a
Oh,
tealy ooze
my-
with stars.
I love it.
I like it. I want them all.
I know. I kind of want them all. Okay, go.
Okay.
Go. Dun, da, da, da.
Carl!
Carl!
Oh, it's red.
'Cause he
Red
kills people.
Carl in his little boxers.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
Little cape. Oh!
He does have a cape, but it's so cute.
I love
This
it.
is great. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Dun, da, da, da.
You also got Mordecai.
I got Mordecai. Look at
Monica,
him.
2 Mordecais and a Carl.
Okay, hold on.
Well, now
let
we
me-
have to go to Target and get more.
Yes.
Oh, they're so cute.
This is gonna go
I
on my
like
work
it.
backpack.
I was just thinking that. Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Made our Saturday.
I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with the book we're reading today.
Absolutely not. It's
No,
just
but
fun
it was just
because
a
we
fun
love
thing.
we love Dungeon Crawler.
Because they came out. The new
Yeah.
one came out.
All right.
All right, well, let's
get
dig
into it.
into The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. The cocktail looks great. We've already made him, but hit us with an author bio.
Yes, so V.E. Schwab, whose full name is
Schwab.
Victoria Schwab, and she was born in California and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Victoria originally planned to study astrophysics before falling in love with storytelling and changing paths entirely. She later earned a Bachelor's of Fine Arts from Washington University in St. Louis and even studied medieval art and depictions of monstrosity in Edinburgh. So before becoming one of the biggest names in fantasy fiction, Victoria wrote constantly, completing her first novel in college before eventually selling her debut book, The Near Witch, before graduation. She writes adult fantasy under the name V.E. Schwab and young adult fiction under Victoria Schwab.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Learning so
Schwabs.
much about you, Schwab.
Building an impressive catalog that includes the Shades of Magic series, Vicious, Gallant, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. What makes Victoria especially interesting is how personal many of her stories are beneath the fantasy elements. She has spoken openly about themes of identity, loneliness, and the fear of being forgotten, all ideas that heavily shaped Addie LaRue. In interviews, Victoria revealed that the original inspiration for the story actually came from Peter Pan and the heartbreaking idea of what it means to be forgotten. I did add a couple little did you knows. So, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue was years in the making before publication and went on to spend over 30 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. 30 weeks.
That's huge.
30 weeks.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And then also, Victoria has said fantasy acts as a door into empathy and imagination, something she first experienced herself through reading fantasy as a child.
I feel like, imagination is pretty...
Well, I feel like
top of that
usually there's some sort of character that has some sort of like detrimental thing, right? There's some
They're
traumatic. And so
they're fey. Like it makes you empathetic or like more open-minded to different types of people.
yeah, maybe.
Species
Yeah.
of creatures.
Yes.
Well, so today, Victoria is widely recognized for writing fantasy that feels both sweeping and deeply human, stories filled with magic, yes, but also with longing, loneliness, and the universal desire to leave a mark on the world.
All right, what about the summary?
So it's set across centuries. It follows Addie, a young woman in 1714 France who desperately wants freedom from the life being forced upon her. In a moment of fear and desperation, she makes a deal with a dark entity for immortality. But there's a devastating catch. Everyone she meets will forget her the moment she leaves their sight. What follows is Addie's lonely, beautiful, and often heartbreaking journey through hundreds of years of history as she learns how to survive in a world where she can leave no permanent mark. Then after nearly 300 years of being forgotten by everyone she meets, Addie walks into a bookstore in New York City and someone remembers her. At its core, the book isn't really about immortality. It's about memory, identity, loneliness, art, and the human need to be seen and remembered by someone.
Yeah. So the drink we are having today, we are calling it the Henry effect. And the idea behind it was we wanted something with champagne because it was Addie's favorite drink in the book. But we wanted something that was like represented the invisible life she had and then finally being seen by Henry. So it's mostly clear.
Well, the liquids are clear.
And then the sorbet we add to it is supposed to represent the Henry effect. So it's 1 scoop of raspberry sorbet, about 4 ounces of Prosecco, and then an ounce of elderflower liqueur. And we topped it with a splash of San Pellegrino sparkling limonada,
Delicious.
which is delicious and fantastic and the perfect drink for your summer.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we cheers?
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
That's great.
That is fantastic.
Oh, my gosh.
This is the drink of the summer.
Drink of the summer right here. Right here. You guys.
This is like a dessert.
It
like
is.
a dessert, but like a truly a summer sit by the pool, enjoy it with your
Yes.
friends.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, let's dive into this book, shall we, ladies?
Yes.
Splish splash.
So we start March 10th, 2014 in New York City. There's a young woman, Addie LaRue. She wakes up next to a songwriter named Toby. Though they have spent many nights together, he never remembers her in the morning. Addie has a curse that grants her eternal life, but she is forgotten the moment she leaves someone's presence. Toby is embarrassed, thinking he was too drunk the night before. And you're like in Addie LaRue's head. And she kind of is like, I need to get out of this room because he's going to wake up and not know me.
And I hate this song and dance in the morning.
Yeah, and I like want to avoid it. But then she goes into the next room and she's like playing a song or she's like enjoying the cat or something, right? She like makes herself a little something. Toby wakes up. He's embarrassed. He thought I got too drunk. I don't even remember who you are. I thought that I didn't drink that much, but I don't know who you are. And clearly I slept with you. And so
Clearly we banged.
yeah, like clearly we spent the night together. And so Addie starts like playing this song on the piano because he's a musician. Toby's a musician and he's a good musician. But she starts playing this song and he's like, do I know this song? Have we like, what is that beautiful?
Like, I love it.
And Addie talks about like not to him, but how we've written this song together over the years that I've known him. And this is how I leave my mark over the years is I work with someone and these artists and they can take on the work that we've done together, but I can't. If I create it, no one remembers it. So this is how she's left her mark and she's been inspiring artists and musicians. We backtrack to like 1698. At the age of 7, Addie, or Adeline, travels with her father from their home in Vienne-sous-Alpes, France. We're in France, if you don't know this. They're traveling with her father to the city of Le Mans. Her father is selling his wares. He's like a little artist himself. I think he carves wood pieces, right? So he's selling them. But her favorite item is this little wooden ring that she wears around her neck. Addie's enchanted by the bustle of the large town. It ignites her desire to escape her small, sleepy village. 5 years later, she's 12 now, and she struggles to embrace Catholicism. She favors the old gods. Like, she's growing up and she's learning about different religions, and there's this old lady, an elderly neighbor, her name's Estelle, and Estelle prays to the old gods. And Catholicism, they're like new gods. So there's this whole talk about old gods, new gods. Don't pray to the gods that answer after the sun sets. Like, if it's nighttime, don't pray to those gods. Only answer to the daytime gods, because the new gods are unpredictable, and the old gods that are doing things in the night, they're not trustworthy.
The bad guys.
Yeah. In 1707, 16-year-old Addie is now viewed as a beauty by the townsfolk. She's gorgeous. And her mother tries to set her up with a suitor. Addie is becoming quite like a sketch artist. She buries one of her drawings in the forest as an offering in hopes that they will help her avoid marriage. Like, the thing that she wants the least in this world is to belong to someone and have to marry, and basically the life that her mom has. She doesn't want anything to do with the life that her mom has as this wife and mother. She's like, I want to be free. And so she's praying to these old gods, she has to give things to the old gods in order for them to hear her. It's like
like an offering.
Like an offering. I was going to say sacrifice, but that wasn't right. That's what it is. Meanwhile, Addie devotes her romantic attentions to an imaginary man, a tall stranger with dark curly hair and green eyes. Like, as she's gone into the city with her dad, she's picked out things that she likes about certain men that she sees, but she doesn't like any of them. But she's like, I like the dark hair on this one, and the curly hair on this one, and the green eyes of this one, and the mouth on this one. And she kind of creates her own sketch of her perfect man. And she starts to kind of fall in love with this stranger that she's made up. In New York, 2014, we bounce back. Addie steals a book from her elderly neighbor. She's forgotten all the time. So she kind of has to she can get away with doing things as long as they stop seeing her. So she's disappointed to see it's a German copy, because she's just walking by and she grabs it. And as soon as she's out of sight, he doesn't remember. It's a German copy of Grimm's fairy tale stories. Stories of gods punishing foolish mortals are too painful for her to read as an adult. Back in 1714, Addie is 23 and unmarried, and she's being pressured to marry Roger. He's a recent widower with 3 small children. Not only do you have to marry, but you're immediately thrown into a family of 3 children and who lost their mom. Like, that's wild. Anyways, that is some pressure. So for weeks, Addie is frantically praying to all the old gods to stop her from marrying. Like, please, she's sacrificing everything she can. She's offering all these things to them, thinking like, this is the biggest thing I could potentially offer. On the afternoon of her wedding, she basically has this ruse where she's like, oh, I forgot. I got my husband a present. I need to go get it. And the elder woman, Estelle, looks at her and kind of knows what she's doing. But she's like, tells the dad, you have to give her space. And she's an adult now. You can't oversee her like that. You have to let her go. So she goes and she immediately runs deep into the woods. And she buries her most prized possession, which is that wooden ring. And she begs for help, but she doesn't notice the sun has dipped below the horizon. So she's officially praying to the gods of the dark. Mm-hmm. She hears a low rumble. She opens her eyes and sees that the sun has set. A disembodied voice calls to her. She demands the presence to show itself, and it takes the form of the dark-haired, green-eyed man that she's invented and been in love with. And she's like startled and taken back, like, this beautiful person is here and I know him. Addie offers the stranger her soul in return for eternal life, but he declines. Well, because it's like this whole conversation. He's like, I don't deal with tchotchkes. I don't want your ring. I want your soul. And so tell me what you want. And basically the way she describes what she wants is like, there's no end in sight. I want to live forever, free. And he's like, I don't want that. There's no end to that. I'm just going to let you live forever. There's no end. There's no benefit.
Like, what do I
me.
get out
what
of that?
What do I get out of that?
Yeah.
I don't get anything. So Addie counters asking for eternal life only as long as it suits her. And once she's done, he can have her soul and body. Mm-hmm. Basically, she tells him, I want to be free. I don't want to belong to anybody. This curly-haired man kisses her and then whispers, done. She wakes hours later, dazed and unsure if the spell worked, thinking like this must have been a dream. She just wakes up in the woods. She goes to return home, and her mother and father don't recognize her. In her attempts to talk to them, she finds she cannot say her name. They're like, who are you? And she's like, it's me, your daughter.
That's exactly how it sounded.
So she's shocked. She runs to Estelle's door. So, and what's really crazy is she like walks, or the mom's like, I'm going to get I'm going to get my husband. We've never had children, which is what a traumatic thing for her to have to hear her parents say, like, we've never had children. This is a cruel joke. I'm getting my husband. And when she walks out, she comes back and she's like, who are you? Right? And she's like, what are you talking about? You just talked to me.
Basically, the world is all 10-second Toms.
Yeah. And no one can remember her. She realizes that no one can recognize her or knows who she is. And once they shut the door, she won't be recognized again. And so she goes to see Estelle and tells her, I prayed to the gods after the sunset. And Estelle's like, you foolish girl, because she doesn't know her and she's kind of rude to her, and she slams the door on her. Addie knocks again, but when she answers the door, she looks at Addie as if it was the first time again. Fast forward to New York 2014. Searching for a place to sleep, she walks to Upper Manhattan to an empty apartment belonging to an actor she knows is out of town. She doesn't have anything really of her own because she tends to lose it. She can't keep it because how can you rent something to someone that you don't know as soon as you close your eyes? Back in 1714, Addie wears her wedding dress, her slip, and a pair of stolen boots as she goes to leave Vion-sous-Sault. She visits her father's workshop to leave a note, but the curse prevents her. She can't even write. She cannot leave a mark on the world.
She even like spills the ink in frustration, and then it starts to just like disappear, and the paper is still intact. Like it doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Other than leave the vial of ink empty.
Yeah, so she visits her father's workshop to leave a note, but she can't. She brings a bird carving with her as a memento. Like she takes one of his carvings, and then she walks to Le Mans, but discovers that her feet, though sore, are free of welter cuts. Like she can't even hurt herself, really.
Yeah, she's thinking at this point, can I die? Like, what is happening here?
Yes.
No, because she asked the old god for protection to stay alive, so she can feel all the things, but she doesn't die.
Right.
Yeah, so, and she's like, I don't know if I can test it, because that is part of the agreement, was that I get eternal life. I get to live forever until I'm done with my body and soul, and then he gets it. But what does that entail? Right? What are those limits? And so she's got to start testing those limits, but she notices she doesn't have even marks on her feet, but she can feel the pain. In 2014, she walks to an art museum and finds a display from an 18th century French artist. It was said he modeled his piece after a wooden figurine he found on the streets of Paris in 1715. Addie lost her father's wooden bird, but she calls this the first mark she left on the world. So back in July, we flash back to July 31st, 1714, Addie arrives in Le Mans in search of money, food, and clothing. She's attacked when trying to steal from a stable hand. She feels the pain of a stab wound, but it heals. So she decides to go to Paris. She can't live here anymore. She can't be in her hometown. So she decides to go to Paris since it's the only other place she knows by name. On March 12th, 2014, she's excited to find a used bookstore she had never noticed called The Last Word. The young bookseller is somewhat resembling her stranger, but not quite. She finds a little bit of comfort in that, but she offers her help to the bookseller. Addie attempts to steal a Greek copy of the Odyssey, but to her surprise, the bookseller chases her and she's like, the door must not have closed because he's run after me to get the copy that I've stolen. He decides to let Addie keep it as she leaves, and another woman calls to him. His name is Henry.
So then we jump into part 2, which is the darkest part of the night, to part 3, 300 years and 3 words. A few hours after meeting Addie, Henry attends his friend Robbie's off Broadway play. It's not anywhere close to Broadway, okay?
Definitely off Broadway.
And then off again. Henry and Robbie dated in college, and Henry bought the tickets months ago, so there's an empty seat next to him where his ex, Tabitha, would have sat. The same evening, Addie finds the actor came back to his apartment, so she walks to East Village to a woman, Sam's apartment. Like Toby, Sam spent many nights with Addie, and Addie heads to the rooftop and runs into Sam and her friends. Sam is drawn to Addie, but after Sam and her friends leave, Addie falls asleep in a lawn chair reading the Odyssey book.
And it's like super cold. It's it's March in New York, so it's not snowing, but it's
crisp outside.
It's very cold.
August 9th, 1714, Addie reaches Paris and finds it to be hot, crowded, and a mess of poverty. She rents a room from a woman who refuses to give her a receipt. She's like, I've memorized every single person that's ever stayed in my inn. You are no different. She's like, fuck me. This is going to end poorly. So a few hours later, The woman goes to book that room again and walks over and realizes that Addie's in there. She thinks she's a squatter. She kicks her out. That night, Addie sleeps on the streets. The next night, she sells her virginity to a man. Afterwards, Addie contemplates the life she traded everything for.
That whole scene was really like
sad.
brutal.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm uncomfortable listening to this because
She's
the way
like
she
figuring
explains
out
it.
what this new life looks like. She knows this woman's not going to remember her, but she still has this hope that maybe.
Yeah.
And then that's sad because she gets kicked out. Now she's on the streets, doesn't know what to do.
And she needs money. And
the woman from the hostel or whatever took money from her. But yeah, it's very sad. But also
the way she explains it is like he like gets on top of her and then just like,
yeah,
like grunts.
Well, he's like, you're not worth that much. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm a virgin. And he's like, I will pay you.
Yeah, I'll pay you whatever you want.
Just so gross.
Yeah.
Addie braces herself for the winter, and amid a freeze, the dead pile up in the alleyways. One night, Addie lies down in an alley and freezes to death. She wakes up hours later in a push cart under dead bodies. She was just one of the ones that she basically froze to death, had to have the experience of freezing to death, and then wakes up and she's on this cart of dead people underneath everyone. She pushes her way out.
She's buried under dead people. And she's not dead.
Not
It
anymore.
can't die.
Yeah. Only when the push cart is long gone does Addie realize that her wooden bird is missing. So July 29th, 1715, 1 year since the curse took effect, she spent the year learning the ropes of deception. She learns to drug her clients to rob them and avoid sleeping with them. On this night, she hears a voice in the shadows. It's the stranger from the woods. She demands to know why he did this to her, and he tells her that she was given everything she asked for. Freedom, a life with no one to answer to. He asks for her to surrender. He's like, are you done now?
He's like, that sucks, huh? You didn't really want this.
Yeah.
You good?
Can I have your soul now?
Yeah, basically. She declines. She's like, no. She's very stubborn. So back into 2014, Sam wakes up Addie on the rooftop and invites her inside to her apartment to warm up. Usually Addie is leaving her in the morning, but this interaction on this day feels new. She's like, oh, we've never done mornings before.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. Sam is a painter, and she feels like she needs to paint Addie. She depicts her as the night sky with the constellation of 7 stars, the 7
That's like
freckles.
an old one, right? Like because she's talking about her painting, and she's like, you kind of remind me of a painting I did that I don't know who it represented.
Yeah, like I remember everybody I painted, but I can't remember this one. But I'm going to paint you. And she paints her again, and it's like, she ends up having this, over the years, this series of paintings of 7-star constellations, and they're Addie, but she can't remember who it was. So on July 29th, 1716, Addie enters a tailor shop and hides until he leaves. She shops around and is drawn to men's clothing. She ends up leaving the shop in a new dress, and the stranger emerges exactly a year after his last appearance. She declines his offer again. She's like, no, I'm still not done yet. Look at me in my fancy gown. Clearly, I'm ready for life.
Things out. Yeah.
2014, she leaves Sam, and Addie heads to the bookshop to trade the copy of The Odyssey. She's like, oh, my friend bought me this copy, but can I just change it for something else? And Henry is like, you have the audacity to have stolen this book from me yesterday and bring it back as an exchange? Are you crazy?
And so he's really taken aback.
Like, oh,
She's like,
fuck.
what?
You remember me? So he
When he
asks,
says, I remember you, I was like, he remembers her.
and she's such in a state of shock. She's like, can I buy you coffee? I'm so sorry, my lie didn't work. Addie says her name is Eve, and he asks, what do you see when you look at me? And she says, kind eyes and an open face, and he relaxes and asks to go get food. Like, this coffee turns into a longer day. And then we jump backwards into 1719. On the 5th anniversary of the curse, Addie is in the bedroom of nobles who are out of town. The stranger appears and rings a bell to summon the servants. They appear, she's like, oh my God, you're going to get me caught here. I'm just using this room and eating these chocolates and living my best life. But they're clearly under some sort of spell. They prepare dinner for the two of them. She asks for the stranger's name, and he says he has nothing, like no name. Like, why? What for? And so she settles on Luke, which is short for Lucifer. Very apt name.
Right.
He's Satan.
Back in 2024, Addie and Henry continue to find excuses to keep their date going. When they finally part, he wants to see her again, and they agree to meet at the bookshop in a couple days. She also says she lied about her name, and to her surprise, she can tell Henry her real name. She's like, it feels so weird on my
I
mouth.
haven't been able to say it in so long.
Yes, it's been a while.
She hasn't been able to say her name for 300 years, and it just rolls off the tongue so nicely.
So poetic.
On the 6th anniversary of the curse, Addie is prepared with a gown and a bounty of food. She's like, this motherfucker is going to see how well I am doing.
Look how far I've come.
Yeah. But he never shows up. And though she hates him, his absence devastates her because he is the one person in the millennia that know her, and he didn't show up. So July 1724, 4 years later, on the 10th anniversary, Addie walks down the street of Paris dressed in men's clothing. And she runs into a young man named Remy and he sees through her ruse. He's like, oh.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. And then he like sees her. And he's like,
oh, you're
my
having a good
to
time.
leave.
Yeah, but he's down to like hang out and have a fun time with her. And so
He like sends his friends away. Like, I'll catch up with you guys.
yeah, I gotta see
this guy.
I gotta see what this dude's all about. And so he like links arms with him and goes to a cafe. Addie reflects on his privilege of education since she can't read, because he's talking about the books that he lounges around and reads and the school that he goes to, and asks him to join her for a picnic. Back in the present, Addie and Henry go on a date to a speakeasy and see a classic Alfred Hitchcock film. When Henry realizes that Addie has already seen it, he goes into a full panic mode and leaves. Outside the theater, he asks if she ever feels like she's running out of time, and Addie doesn't really know how to answer because her time is endless. She's like,
Not even kind of.
not really, dude. So in 1724, Addie and Remy enjoy a picnic. She insists on walking him home, and once there, they have the sex.
The sex. Okay, can I just say one thing that I thought about constantly was, do these people never have to get up and go to the bathroom? Because she could spend all day with them as long as she stays in their sight and they like see each other. They remember her.
Oh.
But at what did it ever,
She's all walking in there with
She's
them.
like, I'll go with you. I'll hold it. You go ahead.
Make eye contact me while you pee. You're pooping? Even better. I'll stand right here.
I'm right here. Because as soon as the door closes, she can't.
That's true. She hangs over the top. We good?
I just thought I would never be able to be a full day with her because I'd go to the bathroom
Every
at
5
some
minutes.
point and then be like,
Who the fuck are
what
you?
was I doing here? Was I hanging out with someone? I don't remember.
It wouldn't be any odd from your regular daily schedule. This is the first time Addie has had sex with someone who isn't a paying customer.
So sad.
So sad. She's devastated in the morning because she was like, this was actually like, this is what
This
it was
is
meant
love.
to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you're supposed to have sex. She's devastated in the morning when Remy doesn't know her and assumes that she's a sex worker, placing gold coins in her hands.
I know, and the way he does it, he's like, his head's all down. Like he's so ashamed of himself. And he just like taps her on the shoulder and like drops some coins in her hands. And she's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, it's really sad.
It is really sad.
So she's feeling all these things, and when she's leaving, Luke makes his first appearance in years, and she refuses his ask to yield again. She's been watching Luke every time they interact. She watches his eyes because he has those bright green eyes, and they change a little bit. Like the color distorts when he has different emotions. She is studying this man. So when she sees that anger lights up in his eyes, she's like, oh, fuck yeah. It's about to go down, bitch.
She's
like, now I
that's
know
right.
how to get under your skin.
I
Yes.
got one up on you. Yeah.
Back in the present, Henry and Addie had a wonderful date that ended in sex. And the next morning, Addie wakes up to the scent of breakfast, and Henry finds her wooden ring on the floor, and she frantically orders him not to touch it. She panics. And as she's even like grabbing it from him, it accidentally like falls on her finger, and she like freaks
feel the
out.
warmth of it. Yeah.
So after breakfast, Henry goes to work, and Addie lingers, finding a bloody handkerchief and engagement rings in a drawer. Addie waits for Henry at a fruit truck, and she sees him talk to a middle-aged woman for a long time. Henry said he reminded her of her son, because she's like, what was that all about? Do you know that woman?
Yeah, this woman was really...
Like crying, hugging you, like, is that your mom?
Yeah. He's like, I don't know her. I just met her.
After they eat, Henry realizes he's late to a dinner party, and he's like, come with me, Addie. And she's like, here it goes. Like, how could I think I could be with this man who has friends? On the way there, Addie learns about Tabitha, his ex. Back to July 29th, 1751, the 37th anniversary, Addie arranges a chance encounter with the famous salon owner, Madame Geoffrin. Addie has worked on this meeting for days, and she gets invited to the salon. Luke enters the salon.
It's like she's been, I don't even know if it's days. I feel like it's even longer because she's
Weeks.
tried to do this multiple times and sometimes it fails and she learns from it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I've got to do it this way this time. And
She
now
doesn't like a demure woman. She likes someone who knows what they want.
Yes.
Like,
she learns all this woman's preferences.
Yes.
And she says all the right things to finally get invited to go to this salon thing. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people there. And then in walks Luke.
And he walks up to Joffrey and is like, who's that woman over there? Oh, she's a con artist that's ruining your salon. You should definitely get her out of here. So they run her out of the salon. Then at the dinner party in
An asshole.
Yeah, he is. At the dinner party in 2014, Henry's friends don't remember meeting Addie, and Addie senses intense jealousy from Robbie. The next morning, Henry and Addie are going to a store, and Robbie, they run into him there. He's not remembering Addie again, and Henry starts getting really pissed off. Like, come on, don't be a dickhead. You fucking met her last night. What's your problem? Mm-hmm. And Addie pulls Henry to the street and tells him about her curse. When Addie finishes telling Henry about her life in Vion, the stranger, and the deal she made, he laughs, and he says he made a deal too.
Then we jump into part 4, The Man Who Stayed Dry in the Rain. Henry's entire life has been labeled as sensitive by friends and his family. Like, forever they tell him that that's how he is. And he feels big events more painfully than his peers believe is appropriate. From an early age, he uses substances to dull the pain, alcohol and drugs. And at 28, he falls madly in love with Tabitha. After 2 years, he proposes to her in the park, and she says no and tells him he's great, but he's just not enough. Which is
you're not someone I wanted to marry. You're just
Yeah.
someone I liked having around.
yeah, like I like being around you, but
Yeah.
not having a life with you,
You freaking dated him for way too long to feel like that.
right?
Yeah.
So drinking with his friends, he cuts his hand and uses the handkerchief with the engagement ring to clean up the blood. Henry reaches his apartment, and someone looking like Henry's brother sits next to him on the steps. It's raining, but this guy is just bone dry. Like, Henry confesses he wants to be loved by all, and the stranger says he can't grant it as long as Henry can pay the price. And Henry feels he has nothing to lose in making this deal. So he's like, okay, whatever.
Done.
Like, I
Yeah.
got nothing left. And so in 2014, Henry tells Addie about the deal he made with the stranger. Henry tells her the deal lasts a lifetime. So in September of 2013, Henry wakes up the morning after making the deal with a horrible hangover. So he notices a watch on his wrist that he's never seen before. On the back, there's an inscription, "Live well." Henry notices a change in those he interacts with that day. His sister complimenting him, which never happens, and the hot coffee shop girl giving him her number. Like, she immediately is like, "Oh, hi." And just, you could tell she's
And he's
drawn to
already
him.
seen her every day for however long and never had that. And then all of a sudden she's like, call me.
Like, slips her number underneath the cup or whatever. And so he's kind of taken aback. Like, what the heck is all of this about? So then Henry heads home and packs all of Tabitha's things into a box. And afterward, he goes to a bar, and a string of young, attractive men and women flirt and vie for his attention. It's at this point Henry realizes the stranger from the previous night was real, because he thought he was dreaming. Like, oh man, I got so drunk that I must have had this crazy ass dream where I made this deal with the devil, and that can't be real. But now he's thinking, okay, maybe something actually happened. So then in 2014, after learning Addie's secret, Henry realizes she is the woman in the 3 portraits of constellations. There was a phenomenon of 3 different constellation portraits of a woman that spanned different centuries and countries. Addie tells him she can influence art since she can't write or tell her story. And really, it's because it's being done by somebody else. She can influence it because somebody else is doing the drawing, somebody else is actually putting the mark. It's not her physically. So then back in 2013, we see Henry runs into Tabitha. She tells him she loves him and she made a mistake, but Henry sees a faint fog in her eyes, knowing she is not truly seeing him. And in 2014, Henry and Addie explore an artifact exhibit, and Henry feels that Addie is better than any drink or drug. So then on New Year's Eve 2013, Henry is overwhelmed by anxiety. He removes himself from a handsome man's embrace and sits on the fire escape. and his friends find him to offer kind words. But Henry knows her feelings aren't real. And just when Henry resigns himself to the parameters of the deal, he meets Addie. And for the first time, he actually feels seen because her eyes do not fog over. And so then we jump to 2014. They're at the artifact exhibit. Addie and Henry try to participate in the You Are the Art exhibit. Patrons are invited to spread neon paint over the walls. And when Addie tries, the paint just sort of fades. But then when Henry tells her to guide his hands, for some reason, he's like, you know what? You tell me where to do the painting.
I know you can't physically be the one doing it, but I'll be your paintbrush.
Yeah, like I'll be your muse, right? And so she uses his hands to write her name. And for the first time, it sticks. Like it actually stays on the wall, and she loses her mind. She's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yes.
And they rush back to his apartment because he gets this idea, and he's like, look, pulls out a notebook and a pen, and she puts her hand over Henry's, and he tells her, just write what you want to write. She begins to leave her mark.
Okay, so then we jump into my chumpies, part 5, The Shadow Who Smiles and the Girl Who Smiled Back. So in 1764, Addie returns to Vion. She finds her father's grave. Having passed the same year she left, Estelle died 5 years later. She's recalling that Estelle wanted to be buried beneath the tree. Addie transplants a sapling from the forest to her grave. So she plants a tree over her grave so that way she can have a tree over her. Luke arrives to taunt Addie. She slaps him.
Oh, yeah. She is not having his shit today.
And he conjures stabbing pains over her body. When she thinks he's going to kill her, she tells him to go to hell. And at that, Luke laughs and then eases her pain and vanishes. In 2014, Henry realizes that Addie has no home and invites her to stay with him. Anyway, so 1778, Addie sees the ocean for the first time. As food shortages grow worse, Addie knows she should escape from France. She reads The Tempest as Luke arrives to boast that he was there when Shakespeare wrote that play. So he starts bragging about all of these souls that he's helped, and like there's no real famed artists for just what they did. I gave that to them, basically. They go into a church and they discuss the ideas that if he exists, there must be a God too. Luke remains coy, giving no definitive answers. In present day, Henry takes Addie to Grand Central Station. He positions her next to an arched wall and runs 30 feet away. He whispers into the wall and she can hear him.
It was just like a cool feature of how the walls are warped and how you can still hear him.
She can still hear him.
Mm-hmm. Something that she's never experienced before.
Oh, yeah, because he's obsessed with giving her these new experiences, but she's lived for 300 years, so it's hard to find. In 1789, Paris is on fire. Addie moves through the city wearing men's clothes, picked off a man who was murdered in the streets. Addie is cornered by revolutionaries, and as they realize that she's a woman, Luke appears. He draws Addie into a black void and deposits her in Florence, Italy. Luke tells her he didn't save her for her own sake, but that he wanted to be the one that breaks her. In 2014, Henry and Addie try to leave their dinner without paying. And Henry gets all upset about it. They have this small fight. Like, I can be seen, I can be remembered. And that's not what you don't want. Like, your actions are affecting other people, whether you are remembered about it for it or not. Mm-hmm. So they have a small fight about it, and Addie feels like she ruined their relationship. Henry explains that couples fight all the time. The sense of normalcy starts to comfort Addie. So back in Venice, 1806, Addie spends the night with an artist named Matteo. Though he never remembers her, he's also never fazed by her presence in the morning, which is comforting to her because he's not like, I don't know who you are, should I pay you? He just like wakes up and he's like,
oh, hey.
Hello, my girl.
Yes. One day, he draws a quick sketch of her in charcoal, allowing her to once again leave her mark. Addie continues to use Henry in the present to write down her life story. He attacks the task with such intensity it almost scares her. He is adamant about capturing every word exactly how she is telling the story, not his words.
And he's like, let's do it. Let's carve out time. Let's keep going.
So March 1827, National Gallery in London, Addie counts 6 works of art that she left her mark on, including a painting by Matteo. She hears a voice say how clever you are. She is surprised since she thought he could only appear on their curse anniversary. And now all of a sudden he's showing up on a random day. She taunts him with her ability to leave echoes of her existence. Angry, he draws her into the void and they peer into the bedroom of a sickly man, Beethoven. Beethoven begs for mercy, but Luke unleashes himself to take his soul. And Addie cannot look at it and describes it as something older than the dark. Like it's like this devastating soul leaving your body.
Terrifies her.
Yes. And it's not a side of him that she's ever really seen, right? He's like
she's seen him get like angry, but like his demeanor stays that she's never seen him turn into the devil that he is.
Yeah, I think he even like changed, like his appearance changes. In 1854, Addie returns to Vion again to find it's transformed. Luke arrives on schedule and Luke offers to end her suffering again. Addie replies, she's not tired. She's just waking up.
Mm-hmm. She's taunting
like,
him.
Look out. Yeah, she is.
She's like,
she's like,
never going to give up.
Starting. It's this game they're playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time he tries, she's like, you know what I saw the other day that I've never been able to see before? And she's just, let me tell you about all the great things there are in this world for me to experience.
And honestly, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to taunt you for the rest of my life because I can.
I've gotten used to this now.
Yeah.
It's lonely, but
yeah.
I get to see beautiful things.
And then what happens at the end? I die. I was going to die anyways at some point, so whatever.
Yeah.
With Henry, Addie celebrates his birthday at a music venue. Her old lover gets on stage and plays a song that they wrote together, and she starts to feel really overwhelmed by it. And she leaves the venue, and Henry follows after her to comfort her.
He's like, do you know that guy? And she's like, I mean, kind of, yeah.
So we kind of dated.
Yeah. Only for years.
Yeah. On a train in Berlin, 1872, a porter demands to see Addie's ticket. She tries to lose him in a compartment, but finds Luke waiting for her. He draws her into the dark, taking her to Munich. To an opera house, Luke says that many performers sold their souls in return for their talent. Addie wonders if the trade-off is worth it. But she is truly, like, she's definitely into art, all forms of art. It doesn't matter. And this woman singing, she's absolutely impressed and in awe. December 31st, 1899, Addie spends the turn of the century in an abandoned college in England. Luke tries to convince her to go to a lavish party in Paris, but Addie prefers the solitude.
She's gotten used to it. Mm-hmm. Then we jump into part 6 and 7. Do not pretend this is love, and I remember you. 1914, on the curse anniversary, Addie returns to Vion. She is devastated to find the tree that she planted has been cut down. Addie will never return to Vion. And after transporting Addie to Paris, Luke admits he is lonely without her. He gives her back the wooden ring she buried and tells her he will come whenever she puts it on. Finally, he tells her to leave Europe because war is coming. A week later, she heads to New York.
She says, you can come and see me whenever you want. I don't get to come and see you. He's like, would you call me? Would you want me to come see you? And she's like, I don't know, but it's kind of a one-way friendship, right? And he was like, take this ring. If you put it on, I will show.
That's why she was so freaked out when it almost slipped on a ring with Henry. She's like, I do not want to see that man today.
Yes.
So July 29th, 2014, Addie's first curse anniversary after meeting Henry. Although she has not seen Luke in 30 years, she thinks he will come today to ruin her happiness. They spend the day together, and at the end of the day, Henry tells her he loves her, and Addie replies she loves him too. Back to 1928, curse anniversary, Addie is in a Chicago speakeasy. She finds Luke, who claims, like, oh, this is what a coincidence. You walked into my bar. And Luke tells Addie she belongs to him because she is no longer human. Back in 2014, after getting home from Rockaway Beach, Addie and Henry nap. They wake up in the dark and spend the rest of the evening dancing at a bar. The bar goes still, and Luke appears. Addie begs him to leave them alone. He says time will do the work for him. Luke leaves, and Addie asks Henry about his deal, and he admits he only asked for a year before his life and soul would be forfeited, and he only has 36 days left. And that was part of Luke's thing. He's like, oh, I let him see you because how devastating is it going to be for you to both lose each other, lose the lives that you wanted after he begged for no life because he thought he was miserable.
Which, when they tell each other the story, she's like, that's why you can see me, is because the only thing I want that would make me love someone, potentially, is to be seen and remembered. And so you get that. But I just get to see you for who you are because you're already loving me. And now she thought it was a mistake. And he's like, no, I let this happen.
Flashing back September 4th, 2013, the narrator reveals the full story of Henry's meeting with Luke. They didn't meet on his stoop. They met on a rooftop as Henry was preparing to jump. In this state, Henry was willing to trade his soul for a moment of peace, so a year feels generous. Addie is furious at Luke, and she leaves the bar, putting the ring on her finger. When Luke appears, Addie begs him to undo Henry's deal. Luke says he'll consider if she'll spend the night with him, properly celebrating their anniversary, and Addie sees no other option. In 1944, Addie returns to Nazi-occupied France as an unofficial spy for the French resistance. Captured, Addie puts the wooden ring on to summon Luke after denying any involvement in the rise of Hitler. She's like, before you take me, I have some questions.
Yeah.
Luke transports her back to the U.S. Back in the present, Henry protests, but Addie leaves with Luke on July 30th. Back in L.A. in 1952, Luke interrupts Addie while she's on a date with a sculptor. He takes her to the Cicada Club to watch Frank Sinatra, another one of Luke's deals. As they dance, Luke kisses her, and Addie gives into his seduction. He teleports them back to a hotel room where they brown chicken, brown cow. Between 1952 and 1968, Addie and Luke have a sexual relationship. Sometimes they meet once every few months, and other times they're together for days on end. Addie no longer hates Luke. She knows she doesn't love him. July 30th,
It's like this strong emotion because I've spent years and years with you being the only person who remembers me, but I don't love you, but I also don't think I hate you anymore.
Yeah. I've made peace with like my choices in this matter.
Like, I don't know what this is, but
But at least somebody knows me.
Yeah.
And we kind of have fun together.
So July 30th, 2014, Addie and Luke have dinner where the entire staff is under his spell. Addie tries to flatter him, saying that she missed him and they belong together because she knows how to play him. Flashing back to 1970 in New Orleans, Luke tells Addie he loves her for the first time and gives her a present, a brass key to her own home at the end of Bourbon Street. Addie tells him, do not pretend this is love. Like, she's very straight up with him. Like, I will take this house, sir, because I've never had a house since this shit started. But this is not love. In New York, 2014, Luke takes Addie on an elevator modeled after the gates of hell. Addie pleads with Luke again to release Henry. Luke tells her to pick one of the strangers to damn instead. She reluctantly points to a man, but Luke only laughs, saying she's changed more than she thinks. Because she would have never, in her youth, just been like, this man deserves to take Henry's place.
Yeah.
This is love, baby.
There's no rules. Back in New Orleans, May 1st, 1984, Addie's sexual relationship with Luke ends. Addie doesn't remember who started the fire, but she knows by the end of her fight with Luke, her home was burned to the ground. They have a very toxic relationship.
Yeah, they do.
Back again in New York, 2014, Addie then goes to Central Park with Luke. He reveals that he placed Henry in her path so she would know what it was like to fall in love with a mortal, only to watch that person die. And when she returns to Henry, she learns that it's August 6th, and Luke stole a precious week that she could have spent with Henry. August 2014 is the happiest month of Henry's life. On a trip, he asks Addie if the moments of beauty are worth the years of pain, and she says always. A few days before the end, Henry is preparing by saying goodbye to his friends and family with no tears. He's like making, like, hey, if I go away for a little bit, will you hold my cat? Like, he's trying to set up the end of his days.
And not telling anyone, though. Not telling anyone that he's going away because he doesn't want them to suffer and cry over him and remember this moment as, like, the last. It's just, he's just going to leave.
Yep.
Quietly.
On Henry's last day, he and Addie spend much of it in bed, writing down her stories. Before midnight, Addie and Henry hold each other on the roof. Henry's watch stops, and Addie tells him, I haven't told you how this ends. 3 nights earlier, Addie snuck out of Henry's apartment. She wore a wooden ring and renegotiated the terms of her deal with Luke. If he lets Henry live, she will surrender. Not her soul, but her heart. Addie will remain Luke's partner as long as he wants her by his side, and Luke agrees.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not going to give you my soul because that's not what you really want from me now. After all these years, I know it's not really what you want from me. You want my heart. You want me along your side. Like,
You want a partner.
yeah, so I'll give up my freedom that you've already granted me and be yours if you sacrifice. Or if you,
As long as you'll have me.
yeah.
Addie tells Henry what she did and says she needs him to remember. Henry wakes up alone in bed, and he spends the next hours reading every page of Addie's story. A few months later, Henry's friend reads a manuscript Henry wrote titled The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. She loves it, but the ending doesn't tell you what happens to Addie after she and Henry parted ways, and Henry refuses to make one up. She's like, this is a great fiction novel. And he's like, yeah. So Henry gets the book published on the condition that his name is not on the cover, since this is Addie's story. And at a London bookshop in 2016, Addie comes across a copy of the book. Inside the dedication reads, I remember you. And as she sits to read the book, Luke arrives and he sees the book and says, they can have the story as long as I have you. Addie reflects on what a terrible mistake Luke made agreeing to her deal. She did not agree to stay with him forever. She only agreed to stay as long as he wants her. It may take a century or more, but Addie is certain she can slowly drive him mad until he casts her away.
That's right. That's right, Luke.
You got going down,
Spent 500 years thinking up this plan.
Okay, so now we get to rate it. All right. For our book reviews here at Literature on the Rocks, we rate everything on a 3-shot system. 1 shot is I'm not coming back for any more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth a hangover. And 3 shots is it got me up. Oh, man. Okay, so this was my pick. As soon as we started it, I was like, this is a little bit of a slow book. Rox is probably going to hate it.
Most fantasies are slow.
But this one was a pretty slow fantasy. But I still really liked the story and I liked all the pieces of it. And I do feel like there was just like a trickle of good things. It wasn't ever like, this is the climax and now I'm really into it. So I want to rate it a 3-shot, but I think I'm going to rate it 2. This is one of those instances where if it was 5, it would be a 4. Because it's not a perfect 3, but it's very close. And I would recommend it to people who enjoy even historical fictions. I think I would recommend it to someone who like those kinds of books too. But so I'm going to say 2 shots.
It was 500 hours long. And it was slow to get started. I think it took like half the book before you're like, okay. And to Sunny's point, there are trickles of good things. So like I would find myself like, okay, I get it. I think I told Rachel at one point, like,
does it ever stop flicking back and forth? We get it. We get it. She touched things.
No, I think it was like, so is the whole book going to be she meets somebody and they forget her? She meets somebody and they forget her. I get it. Nobody remembers her. Like, what else is going to happen? Because that was literally 90% of the book, right? Yeah. And Rachel's like, not really. That's going to be the book.
Pretty much the book.
And I was like, great.
It's her trying to leave her mark. But like the things that she had to deal with and the story with her and Luke, like okay, keep going.
So there were trickles of good things, right? Like you get the foundation. Okay, nobody remembers you. And then every now and again, you get like a little backstory of how it happened. And then you get a little backstory of like, okay, now there's a little more. Like, oh, she figured out how to. So because there were good pockets and I did enjoy those pockets, I will give it a two shots.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. If it was not as slow, I probably would have gave it 3 shots.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think that the only thing that I didn't love about it was the slow motion, the slow motion of the ocean.
Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me.
Hey. The slow parts were slow. And then, but the good parts were really, like, it just still felt like a really beautifully well-written book.
Yeah, we'd get to a part and I'd be like, oh, like my ears would peak and I'd be like, oh, okay, what happened now? Like,
yes.
Yeah, agreed. All the way through. I'm going to give it 2 shots. It was slow. I love a fantasy, but this was slow. I really liked her interactions with Luke. I thought if there was more of them, I might have rated the book higher, but then it would have changed the story a little bit. I think there were important things that happened when it flashed back in time that like showed you things, but I love a back and forth, but there was a lot of back and forth.
There's so much back and forth.
So yeah, a 2 for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not my favorite, but it was very well written. And when it did get good, it was like, oh, I want to keep going. And then it would start to...
And then it would trail off.
Then it would trail off and you're like, fuck. But then it would get you again. And you're like...
It's definitely not like a true fantasy, a Fourth Wing, an ACOTAR.
No.
Right? But it's fantasy-ish. Fantastical-ish.
Yeah. It's fantasy it's an urban fantasy because it's happening with like real things with... Very similar to Lost Bookshop, where it's like real life
jam,
with
because I
elements
feel like
of magic.
I don't know that I would have ever rated Fourth Wing a 2-shot.
The fact that you didn't just call it the Fourth Wing makes me feel like we've broken you a little bit, and I fucking love it.
We're taking it as a win.
Yes. I just want to point that out really quick because the excitement inside of me.
The heart palpitations that you just experienced.
I was waiting for the Fourth Wing and it didn't happen, so I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased you're coming around.
It's just less fantastical.
Yeah.
It definitely has more historical fiction, historical fantasy vibes, right?
We're all in agreement.
Yes.
Yes.
I would be interested in reading more.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to add Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil onto our TBR, but I didn't know how her writing was. And I knew Addie LaRue was already on her list. So I'm like, okay, let's read that one first and see how I'm feeling about her writing. But I do think she was a really great author, so I would be interested in reading more of her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We wandered through The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, a story about art, memory, love, and what it means to leave your mark on the world, even when no one remembers your name. The prompts are live now, so make sure you answer them before next week's book club. We cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this one. And don't forget to subscribe because we're here for you every Wednesday.
Yep. If this episode made you think about what it means to truly be seen, remembered, or loved, go ahead and rate and review the podcast. It helps our little corner of the world leave a mark too, even if only for a moment.
Art, memory, love, and the ache of wanting to be known. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue lingers like a story whispered across the centuries. Stay with us at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok and literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your life be filled with meaningful moments and your cocktails be unforgettable. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye.